I am Alexis Mercedes, the project manager for Fractal Labs. And if you've clicked on this video, you're probably interested in augmented reality. This video is specific to Overland, the free augmented reality app that does user-generated content. That means anybody out there can create a world and submit it, or use this as a platform to display their art in a really unique and amazing way. Whether or not you're an expert or just AR curious, this is definitely the right place, because I am going to show you 13 different experiences published to Over. I also have videos that will explain how to publish to Over or download the app. So if you're curious about that, please subscribe and stay tuned. This is volume 2 of 13 experiences published to Over. The Matrix one. All right, so in this experience, first of all, I want to say it did take quite a while to load. If you want people to return to your experience over and over and over again and recommend it to their friends, it's gonna have to load pretty quick and easy. So let's keep that in mind as creators. I thought they did a good job of creating an immersive environment, and what was really unique in my opinion was that the floor is what stayed real and the walls are what turned into something else. In nearly all of the experiences I've tried out so far, it's kind of the opposite, where you have a floor or a platform and then kind of the outside world beyond this experience. But this really creates an inside feeling that's really different, and I'm glad they tried that. If it appears like it's floating off the ground, that is because it's too big for the room itself. If I was on a football field, that wall would appear as though it's on the ground but far away. And since everything in the real world is behind the published experience, it messes up the optical illusion and it appears like it's floating off the ground. So making it smaller would have prevented that, or I could have loaded it in a place where space isn't an issue and there wouldn't be any objects screwing up the AR. I love the cat, and I thought it was cool that when you get closer to it, different details reveal. I don't know how they did that. I think that's really cool, and the little paw prints, and I like that it is an interpretation of the Matrix without being something just copied or recreated. It feels like an addition, it feels like a spin-off. I also really liked that view of when you look straight up and it feels expansive forever, and then I can come back down and feel like I'm still in my apartment and that my apartment has been augmented. Next up is this gorgeous photograph. This is an example of a very different use case. Instead of transporting the viewer to another place, it's bringing your art to someone's house. Instead of seeing it small on my phone, I can see it big, as large as the creator wanted it. It can be larger than life, which is funny because it's literally on my phone. This is a screen recording. The fact that this technology creates that illusion is really cool and really effective, because even me, who spends a ton of time on this app, can be tricked as to what's going on here. Like, that's on my phone still. It's still something on my phone, but it feels huge. Get up close, you can't see all of it at once. You can really like scan it, and therefore it is bigger than on your phone. Cool beans. Next, we're taken to a very chic household. This is cool because I was in my apartment while walking around this fictitious apartment. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was interesting. I liked the multiple rooms. It could be used as a gallery, so you could duplicate this and rent it out or export it so that other people could place their NFTs or any type of artwork within it. The other use case I see for this is like an architecture portfolio. It's not a futuristic thought that an architecture student might submit their final project using an app like this, or that an architect would deliver their design pitch to their client in this app exactly as this is done now. It would be a great way to show people your design and see if they like the building. Altered Alley is a creator that I run into pretty often. They are providing new content to the Over app very regularly and seem to be collabing with a lot of people. In just 2 days, I get to talk with them on Clubhouse. If you want more information about hanging out on Clubhouse with us, definitely leave a comment. Back to the topic of this experience, I think this is hot, like HAWT hot. There are different interpretations of what it means to be a girl in here, and most of it is very sex leaning, but each of the pieces do make me feel a different way. Some of them make me feel uncomfortable, some make me feel turned on. Some are very reminiscent of my childhood, and I think it's a great collection, and I think it's well set up. The pieces are really big, but not so big that it's hard to get the correct perspective. There was enough content here for me to walk around and explore, and actually go into different rooms of my apartment and see different pieces of art because of the way that it loaded. The fact that they have experience in designing the scale and proportion and angles of the different pieces really shows here, and I think they're getting really good at these galleries. And also, I should probably load this in an alley sometime. Let's alter some actual alleys. All right, now we get transported to another world. This is also a gallery, but it seems to be promoting a specific business published in Spokane, but then it's about a tattoo shop in Arizona, in Flagstaff, where I actually recently was. I bought a tiger rug. It was cool. Arizona is where most of Fractal Labs is located. So the animated ceiling was very, very cool. It did the thing where, although most of the walls are there, there's peekaboos out to the real world, so it feels like AR instead of VR to me. The color scheme is this rainbow situation, but they're not clashing. They do feel like a singular color story. There's many different things to look at, yet it loaded in a pretty reasonable rate. This is the type of use case that we're kind of promised as owners of digital land, that there will be businesses who want to pay you to create things for them in the metaverse. And this is a application of that. I don't know if this tattoo shop is their own business or a friend or a paid client or what. Like, we don't know the background, but this tells the story of what is being sold by virtual real estate bulls. They're like, this is the future. This is where you make your investment. This is how you make money. And we're told that this is one of the ways that one makes the money. You were starting to see it really form together as like, oh, this is a way. I'm really happy for this tattoo shop, and we'll definitely hit them up and say, hey, I saw your experience. Whoever designed this did a good job. It got me talking. I don't have too much to say about this race car one. It ticks all the boxes for me. It allows you to see an image much larger than the limitations of a phone normally does, because you can do that close-up scanning thing. I had to actually, choose to walk away to get the entire thing in frame. It is seemingly huge, and there are signatures. They put their contact info in here. They succeeded in showing these images in a way that couldn't be done in any other way besides augmented reality. And as far as I can tell, Over is doing it the best. If you disagree with me, comment below. If someone's doing it better, I want to know about it. I can basically say the same thing about this caca, about the caca experience. Yeah, it's simple, it's fun, and it's a way to get your name out, and there is a place in Over for this as well. Because there's so much negative space in this one, it was really inviting to hop into it and to get on the same side of the camera as the augmented reality experience, because the others really made me feel like I was in a specific place, and that is generally what I'm looking for when I'm exploring these different experiences. But it was also fun to feel invited of like, this is a funny thing that I've added to a space, and it can just go on top of anything. And then, you know, if I were to share it, say on YouTube or anywhere else on social media, they've got their contact info right there. It's fun, it's cute, it's light. I'm here for it. Anything in this app, there's no expectation of these to have any specific sort of quality or purpose even. How cool is this? Please note that there is music in here. Sound is a huge part of an experience. You're not getting to experience that while watching my video, so definitely go check it out. Seeing this video isn't giving you the experience. We're just talking about the experience. There is so much fun stuff going on here. There's an inside and an outside. I love that. I'm a sucker for being able to create multiple spaces in one. I think that makes it feel very real. I love that the skybox is animated. This other animation looks very vaginal to me, which I personally appreciate. The mushroom motif is consistent and creates a great backdrop for these monochromatic photos. He took the time to link each of these images to the Wikipedia page. Props for utilizing the Collider link box technology. Like, we gotta take advantage of it. It's very cool. The title of this space is really interesting because it matches the land name. So maybe they designed the experience after the land name. I mean, either that or they had an idea and they found a land name that matched their idea. If it's possible to change the name of the land that you own, and I've got to know, tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think you can change the name. This color scheme is really working for me. It's trippy. It does take me to another place. It is reality bending. I could have spent so much time here. I really enjoyed living that experience. It was a great place to be, and to accomplish that on a free app that you view through just your phone is incredible. Here's another cool gallery. NFT Magazine put together this collection of work. Some of these are animated and some of them are animated in a way that almost seems holographic. I'm very excited to learn more about that type of digital art. I do believe it only works in an AR or VR situation. Proximity is important. That's something that really makes Over outstanding compared to similar apps such as Spatial, is that you are physically walking through this space and your proximity is 100% connected to your physical movements of your own body, your own hands and your own eyes. I don't know of another mobile app that can do that right now. And again, it's free. The architecture on this is really neat. It might be one of the templates that Over offers in their Builder SDK. If not, I know that Over does offer one that's very similar. So if you like this style, you don't have to build this building from scratch. You can just add your art to this. I do happen to have a video about that already in the description. This also does work as a piece of advertisement because I wouldn't have been interested in NFT Magazine until I saw this. By creating this experience, it convinces me that they are very dedicated to their work and that they are an authority on this space, because they're even showing up here on what is currently a sort of fringe application of NFT technology. So seeing them here is big for me. I'm really happy to see it. Finally, an interactive experience. This experience was commissioned because Over doesn't have that ability to list both the owner and the creator of the space at this time. They solved that problem by creating their own information marker, and it has a lot of information. I just wish the land name was in here, because that way when I'm sharing a photo or a screenshot of that experience, I can deliver that information quickly to someone else with just one image. So if you added just that one more piece of information to this info tile, it would feel very complete. We know that this is built in the Unity game engine because there is an interaction. You can do a lot with the Over Builder SDK. However, if you want something interactive, you need a game engine, and the game engine that is most compatible with Over is Unity. There's even an integrated Over SDK package. If you would like me to do a video on that as well, let me know in the comments. I'm thrilled to see this application. It is the only interactive Over experience that I've come across so far, and it freaking worked. It touched the thing and then it pops open and it stays open, and you can get close to all these different images. I think it is something very place-based about Toronto where it is published. The animation with the swirling magic is very, very cool, and the fact that the statues animation is fairly subtle is a really nice touch. It really elevates the experience because you have to kind of slow down and be really present in order to see it and experience it. And that's a great way to direct your audience as an artist. So I think this is extremely successful, and I'm really glad I got to view it. It's G. Allen Walker again, our most reviewed creator. This piece has more of a serious tone. It is a memorial. It is based in Germany, and I personally don't know the history of this space. I can draw some conclusions about, things that have happened in that part of the world. The experience is unique to me because it is the first I've seen that tackles a more serious subject matter. The tone of this piece is reflected in the art itself, in the color scheme, the symbolism of the walls, and what to me looks like floating graffiti is very effective and tells a story. And even though I don't know the history of this place myself, I still get a good impression of the feeling of that place. And for that reason, I think he did a good job again. Those vertical walls feel as though they go on forever and make you feel small. That adds to the severity of the piece. This next experience is hands down the coolest thing I have ever seen in augmented reality. There is a dialogue happening that has this quirky, existential, really pulls at my heartstrings. It's the kind of art I love, where it's just a little off kilter, a little disorienting, very relatable. But aside from it matching up with my own taste, it is objectively excellent because of the detail in how consistent the scaling is. It's the only piece I've seen where I'm made to be small, where I feel transformed. I'm brought to a literal desktop as if I'm tiny. It's the landscape of a desk. I almost skipped over this experience because the name was just new project, so I figured it wasn't something that was complete, but it feels complete to me. This is so cool. The concept is thoroughly explored. It's consistent. I'm almost at just a loss of words at how cool this is. And they put their name all over it in a way that felt additive and not like an advertisement. So it even covers that critique I have of so many is like, but tell me who you are. How am I supposed to find you? And they did. They told me who they were, and now I know how to find them. Because this is so stylized and artistic and existential, I get an idea of their values and what they're thinking about as the future of crypto as a whole and how that fits in the context of AR. It's next level. I don't foresee myself ever reaching this level of artistry. It's just stunning. It's truly fantastic.
No notes!
What I'm still wondering is, how can I create an experience for other people's NFTs? You don't want to share access to your wallet, but owning NFTs and wanting an experience published using your NFTs shouldn't require you to also learn how to use the Builder SDK. You can't learn everything. So for the people who want to hire or allow others to use their NFTs for an experience that's theirs on their behalf, how do you do that? Because we're not trying to, share wallet information around here. It's not amateur hour. Okay, thanks. Bye.